In this video I get accused of wrecking someone else's race and then called out to put it on YouTube. So be careful what you wish for, my friend. I'm going to show you guys and you guys can decide. Hey guys, Eerie is here and welcome along to another video. If this is your first time here and you like watching all sorts of sim racing related stuff, subscribe now and click the bell icon so you get notified of every video I upload and you don't miss a thing. My love-hate, well mostly hate recently, of GT Sport is well known. In the latest update we received the MX-5 touring car. Daily Race C this week was at Suzuka, and as we all know I absolutely love Suzuka, so I had to give it a crack. Now you join me here in Quali. After watching Kai's lap and making notes of his big braking points and gear selection, that and using probably my favourite aspect of any update of recent memory, the ghost function, I had about 30 minutes of practice and I got this close to him. The lap time was a 2 minute 31.4, about 1.3 seconds off the top 10 boards, which I was happy with, mainly because it's over a 2.5 minute lap, so I took this time into the race. So due to my recent form and various hissy fits, my driver rating and safety rating are all-time lows. So I find myself on pole for this one in a lobby that, with all due respect to those in there, is not really the level I want to be at. Starting on pole, so if I don't bottle it or get rammed, we should be on for a decent result here. I've put it on traction control 1 for the standing start. I don't think it's really required in this car, but I wanted to play it safe and make sure I got off the line well. And as soon as I did, I turned it straight off and it got that radar on. So we made a good start. We've got about half a second as we come into the first corner here. It's always difficult to judge and I find myself going wide at this point. I think when I don't have my usual braking zones I do really struggle, but that's fine. We've maintained the gap as we come through one of my favourite parts of any track in the world, the S's. To do well through here all you have to do is keep it nice and smooth, hit the apexes, and I've done that quite well so far, at least I thought I did, but the guy behind, the fellow Brit, has done a really good job and is right behind us as we come through Dunlop. You can see him there on the radar. And as we come down into Degner number 1, not to be confused with the Lesmos like I normally do, I'm going to dip my left rear just onto the Astra. I have to catch it, but it's going to mess up my entry into the second part of the corner. And I'm going to have to take a tighter line and come all the way down to second. I'm not going to go defensive at this point. Nobody apart from Ricciardo and this guy apparently chucks it up the inside from a quarter of a second back, but that's fine. I delay my turn in and we'll have to go into spoon up the inside and get the lead back, but this guy has other ideas. Coming through turn 12, he is going to squeeze me to the point that I have to get out of the throttle to even stay on the track. I take a look to the inside again, he reacts and then comes across and then comes back across in the braking zone and just doesn't leave a car's width. Had I been there, I would have been pushed off for sure. Remember guys, I'm the idiot here according to this guy, so bear that in mind. Sitting in the slipstream here now, I'm going to get a run on him, but I'm not going to chuck it up the inside of 130R, because that would be an idiotic thing to do. And we're going to come through here safely, managing the dirty air, and just look for our braking point on the left hand side, which is just about 125 metres on the left hand side. We make it safely into the Casio triangle. He goes a little deep here, which gives us a better run coming out the final corner, and we're sat in his slipstream now. He's hugging the barrier, which is fair enough. He doesn't want me up the inside. I'm going to fake to the outside. He's then going to veer across and then come straight back, so I have to avoid, and then he's going to come back again and there is contact. So this guy has pretty much shown me over this first lap all I need to know about him. If I'm going to be able to make the pass, it's going to have to be a big and robust move on him. Fast forwarding slightly here, I'm going to make another mistake. at the Degners. This was at Degner 2 for me. I shouldn't have been in second at all. I'm going to come out wide and hit the barrier because I needed a sharper angle to make the corner. And this is going to allow the Dutchman in the number 4 car to come through, and I'm now down to third. Fast forwarding to lap number 4 now, first, second and third are all in a line. We're nearing the flashpoint of the race where I apparently ruined the fellow Brit's race. We can see him here. The Brit's going to go too deep into the Casio triangle. Slow him fast out is the name of the game in this one. He also has a moment coming out of it, pushing him to the left hand side of the circuit. So the Dutchman's going to go up the inside. He tries to cut him off and there is contact. I try and follow him through and he manages to just pit manoeuvre himself. For me, that was 100% his fault. I was trying to follow the Dutchman through, and because he had an awareness rating of absolutely 0, he ended any chance he had of a win. If it were me and I'd been in this situation, and I have been there before myself, I would have just used the radar and stayed to the left and just been there to fight another day. But he came right across my face, something I certainly wasn't expecting, and performed a near perfect pit manoeuvre on himself. But viewers, I need you to decide. Do you think it was my fault? And do you think I ruined his race? Also, let me know what you thought of his driving up to that point. I personally thought it was particularly poor, but the comments never lie, so let me know your thoughts. And remember guys, this goes to show, any of you who think that one country is dirtier than another, we all have them. But back to the race now. We got a 3-second penalty for that, so GT Sport clearly agrees with him and thinks I'm an idiot as well. So the challenge is going to be now, can I take on this penalty and recover for the win? I was faster in quali by the leader by almost a second, and I'm about 1.2 seconds behind him. Add that 3-second penalty and it's going to equal about 5 seconds-ish I reckon once we've served it and got back up to speed, with just under 3 laps left. Let's see if we can do it. So after all said and done, we are about 5.2 seconds behind the leader as we start lap number 6. We've got 3 laps left now, and I have a fin between me and the leader I'm going to need to get past. I'm going to need to be absolutely on it and push as hard as I can if I have any chance of winning this. A purple first sector is a good start. Another one in the second sector is even better. We're catching second rapidly now, and keep your eye on the delta, we are actually catching the leader too. And I'm not sure what is happening to him, but as we come out of Spoon, the time is dropping rapidly. Another purple sector in sector 3, half a second up on my best lap so far. Things are looking good, but I need to dispatch of this fin very, very quickly. Starting lap number 7, 2 laps left now and within striking distance of second, and about 3.5 seconds, but it continues to come down behind the leader. I'm going to look up the inside into turn number 1, hoping to force the fin into a mistake, and all I can do at this point is stay with him through the S's. You can see the leader up in front, but it's just so frustrating as there's no way that I can make a clean move through this fin here through the S's. There's just absolutely nowhere. He's hitting his apexes well enough to allow me to not have any opportunity to chuck it up the inside or indeed go around the outside, and he's also going to have a good enough run coming here through Dunlop. So good driving from him. I am catching him. I'm sat in his slipstream, but I'm just not going to chuck it up the inside of Degner number 1. That would be absolute suicide. I am going to look to the inside again to try and force him into the mistake, and the mistake we need is going to come here at Degner 2 in an identical mistake to the one we made earlier, gifting us second place and giving us a clear shot to the leader, who's only 2.5 seconds down the road now. Coming into the hairpin, keep your eye on the radar here. We're going to get a massive whack from behind. I just about managed to catch it, but I lose valuable time to the leader as the gap to them goes back up to 3 seconds. We're really running out of time here. We've only got just over 1 lap left, probably about a lap and a quarter left here So we're going to have to get our head down and see if we can overcome all this adversity and see if we can bring home the win. Right, so this is it. Final lap now. 2.2 and falling seconds behind the leader as we start the final lap. Coming into turn number 1, picking our braking point just around where that exit road is. We did well, we got it right, and we're going to get a good run out of turn number 1. Could have probably been a little bit tighter, but it doesn't matter. We're going to try and keep it smooth as we always do through the S's. You can see the gap coming down here. Just keep your eye on that delta coming down, coming down, coming down, hitting this apex here just before the slowest part of the S is this long sweeping right-hander, which really is so crucial if you want to get a good run up and through Dunlop. We've managed to do so. The gap is coming down, coming down, coming down. 1.6 seconds now between us and the leader as we come into the Degners. Trying not to make the same mistake as we've done before. Managed to keep it away from the AstroTurf. Just keep it in third gear here as we come out of Degner number 2. Finish the second sector about 3.5 tenths of a second down, but that doesn't matter because we're catching the leader as we enter the hairpin. Just over a second now. We get a decent run out of the hairpin. It's very, very important to be cool and calm on the throttle. You don't want to get any oversteer, otherwise it will affect your run all the way through turn number 12 here. On the approach to Spoon, we're going to come up and over the crest. We're definitely under a second now, making sure we pick our braking point, keep it nice and tight. There's a little bit of oversteer there, but that's fine. A late apex here coming out the second part of Spoon. Get on the power nice and early down the hill. Down towards the bridge here. We're just about in his slipstream. We are coming to about, yeah, you can see it there. It's just coming. We're being sucked along quite nicely here. 0.7 seconds now. We're going to have to get out the throttle slightly due to the slipstream through 130R. We're a bit too far away to make a lunge here. I'm not going to do that into Casio Triangle. It'll be absolute suicide. Through a combination of him braking a little bit earlier and me braking as late as possible, there's going to be contact, but he does a good job of holding his line and then parking it on the apex so that there's no way for me to get through. So fair play to him. He did a very good job of keeping his cool under pressure, and I'm going to come home 0.2 seconds behind to take second place. Bit gutted. That penalty and the hit from the fin probably cost us in that one, but happy with the pace and really enjoyed the close racing. As you probably noticed already, I've gone old school with this video, and I'm going to continue to do so by showing you my DR and SR to show you the damage that I've done to it, as I think I may well try to start doing something about it. And that's the end of the video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already. Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.